you're just jealous. Oh, 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 you're just jealous. Cause we're the VG boys. Yeah. Oh, you're just jealous. 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 Oh, you're just jealous.
Oh, you're just jealous because we're the VG boys.
Yeah. Yo, I forgot how this
How's it
works. You know, I feel like I got to do a sound check. Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you good.
Yeah, you hear me good? Let me
yeah.
test and do my vocal exercises. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
A bank loan.
How now, brown cow?
Ow now, brown cow.
Don't
Punch you right in the uterus.
Don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a little cocktail here. I miss this, man. This is like the best stuff to be doing during quarantine, and we're finally back doing it.
Absolutely.
My
yep.
goodness.
Now that yeah, it's been a crazy most of the year. We're like in August already. Last time we posted one of these was back at like end of January, and here we are in August.
Yeah, man.
This is like I mean, this is like crazy. So like we initially couldn't do this because I was completely like redoing my house like entirely. Like I was redoing floors, ripped my computer room apart, so I had no working computer. So for those who are like, why didn't you just do it like you're doing right now? You're clearly not in the same room.
Man.
I had no physical computer, and then once I got it back up and like running was like months later, and it was just a scheduling issue at that point because I've been working this whole time. And
for
I know
me,
you've been
it's dad
child
life,
rearing
you know?
and
dad life.
That's good.
So you've been surviving, man. How's everything? I mean, we had it bad back in April, and then after June's slowed down, and now we're in pretty good shape in our state. So happy to say that. So you're able to go around and still wearing masks, going in and out of buildings, but unbelievable.
Yep.
I was talking. I was talking to Brad, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, this is like, other than like war or a nuclear blast, like this is the worst thing that could have possibly happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there, and like this is definitely a. It's funny how like all the doomsday preppers and all that stuff, you figure like, this is
they're like the sensible people now.
They're in their but they're not though. Like I feel like I've yet to hear. I mean, granted, unless they were just in their bunkers, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like majority of those people were like losing their minds and like rioting that we can't go to parks and all that kind of stuff. So it's just which I get, and that's a whole other thing that all we've been talking about.
If you have a big family, if you have like a couple like 2+ kids at home and everyone's home like we were,
oh yeah,
you start going bananas. The kids,
absolutely.
I mean, it sucks for everybody. But it's just one of
mean,
those things where you just learn to live with it day by day, and you start to just keep busy and keep active. That's what I felt was the best thing to do. I started gardening and keeping busy in my backyard and stuff, and just enjoying the sun and the weather. We had a nice summer. There's a few weeks there that was like smoking hot, but besides that, it's been nice under 90 for most of August so far, I guess, right? I mean, it's real nice now.
Yeah, I think the beginning was a little crazy, but it's gotten to like it's like almost cool, or at least we got those like it's like early fall. It feels like now at this point after that hurricane.
This and the springtime are my favorite time of year because you get those like serene 80-degree weather days where it's like disappointing because the season's ending,
right?
But at the same time, it's like, wow, this is gorgeous weather.
And then like the cool nights, which I like. That's like my favorite.
Where it's not those like cool nights.
I could like not have the AC blasting in the evening, just the windows open.
Yeah,
it's good. I prefer that.
Yeah, sometimes the AC. I mean, I got a relatively quiet one, but still, man, it gives me like a headache over time.
Oh,
Especially
I mean,
when I'm wearing a headset
and
I'm like playing games and I hear the AC through the mic and through the headset.
Well, yeah, that I can see. I feel like I haven't been streaming at all, so just because when I was playing, like I'm usually not up here in the office so much. I've been trying to.
Well, you got a PS4 in the living room, right?
Right. Yeah. So I've been playing. I've been playing the Rise of the Tomb Raider with the wife. So that's been fun.
That was free. What, last month on PS?
I mean, it was, but I bought it.
Oh, you owned it? Okay.
20th edition, whatever they did. It was like a special bundle.
I heard that particular one was good. Did you enjoy it?
I'm so far. Yeah, we're really liking it. I think according to the game, we're like almost 60% through. Because like,
when you playing it currently? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've been on and off for a little while, but Yeah, I figured, that's a good one to start. I thought it was gonna be the remake that I originally played on the 360,
Right.
but this was like the sequel because I guess they did like a new trilogy, and then I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider I think is the third game in the sequel.
Yeah. I
So I
saw a
have
lot of
that
people
one.
bitching on Twitter
Yes,
about that
but
game.
we'll play this one and then we'll see if she wants to jump into that one or I was thinking of doing some Nathan Drake with her because I feel like I've been
Did
hearing
you
a lot
play
of good stuff
4?
with those. No, no, no. I only played one of a little bit.
Oh, I
A little of the
loved
one.
that game. For
Yeah.
whatever
A
reason,
lot of
I
people
never
did, yeah.
played the first 3, but
Mm,
4 for me, for some reason, was an absolute blast. And then I got the one
mm,
after that, that like half game they made. Even though
right.
it's not really, it's a pretty full game if you get into it.
Mm.
Lost Legacy, is it?
Yeah, I think when I heard about 4 that like
With the 2 girls?
yeah, the what my coworker was saying was that game seemed more like a mostly
Yeah,
cutscene
the Lost
kinda game,
Legacy. Yeah.
which, oh,
Well, it's
no,
like
I thought
it
they were
plays
talking about
out.
they were saying 4 was like a long cutscene with, like, other
It,
like, good gameplay, but, like,
it
a lot
is,
more
but there's
cutscene
lots
than the
to
other
do.
3.
It's literally
Yeah,
like playing to me an Indiana Jones movie out,
right, which
with
is
different
what I'm
characters,
looking forward to,
which is
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, for why not, right?
Mhm.
Lots of swinging
But,
from vines and shooting the infidels and all this
yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah, it's funny, I bought 4, and then that was one of the PS Plus games, I think a few months ago also. So I have that on the account now, but I
Was it
have a
really?
physical copy of it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they had a bunch, like, they've been pumping games out like crazy with that,
Did you
PS
snag the
Plus.
digital version of Battlefront 2 by
Yes,
chance?
yes, I
I
did.
did. I did just
Just
in
because
case.
even if I own it, I just grab it, like, what's
Yeah.
the difference? Like, you have the account, just put it in your account.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen. I feel like I'm gonna be
When the
trying to start
mood strikes,
yeah.
you
I'll
never know.
probably be selling off some of my PS4 games that I either don't want anymore or just don't really wanna play or
I
don't like
parted
anymore.
with. I remember I told you maybe a year ago that I started doing quality over quantity. I mean, I just got
Right.
tired of collecting things and just letting them sit. Like I'm just not
Yeah.
into. I'm not going to complete any sets or anything ridiculous.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
just wanted to
Uh,
keep good, solid games that have replay value.
that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of the first party stuff. You know, along with
Mhm.
all the JRPGs and stuff that came out for PS4. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
that's where Sony really slam dunked on, you know, Microsoft in the past decade, really.
True.
Is just
A lot of
bringing
those
in all
things.
these different games and genres that just they simply didn't sell on
Mm.
Xbox. You know, I'm not
Yeah,
trying
I
to
was
drag
actually,
Xbox 360 is one of my favorite consoles of
oh,
all
I know,
time. I
me
know I
too.
know I've said that.
Yeah, we were playing that for the longest time. Lost Planet was, like, one of our favorites, but, I was happy to say I was able to go back to, Horizon Zero Dawn, during this, pandemic. I was
That's
able to
another one on my
beat it.
backlog.
I
I
made
got
a
to get
new
into that.
game and completed it, and it was phenomenal.
Did you get the
Uh
platinum?
oh, yeah. Yep.
Did you really? Good for
Yep,
you.
absolutely. Yep, got everything on that. The only thing that, like, it's like a fake platinum though because there are like they added like a new game plus in like its own category. It's weird how they do it with these games. Like, so for the regular single player, I have a platinum. But then if you pull up the trophies, there's like 2 subcategories, and one is like for a new game plus, but that doesn't count against the platinum, I guess.
Okay.
So I didn't want to start a new game plus. I was like, no,
Honestly,
no,
I
no.
don't think I've platinumed anything. I never really attempted it. Like
Yeah,
if I'm
that
not
was
doing it by accident, it's not happening.
I think, and I just platinumed also. Not to go off topic with that. We'll definitely have to have more discussion on some of these games for sure. But I platinumed that, and I actually platinumed the Spider-Man for the PS4. I got all of
Did
that stuff.
you? Yeah,
Yeah,
me and Mac just completed it, the main storyline. He's been bugging me for the DLC, but I think I'm just gonna buy the
I'm not.
complete
Yeah,
edition version of it, like the Game of the Year edition.
mm. I thought I had that, but I guess I didn't. I don't know. I had something with it, but maybe it wasn't the game of the year. But I believe from what I was reading, they're making for the PS5. There's that Miles Morales game that's supposed to be
Yes,
coming out.
can't wait.
So it's not like a brand because realistically, Spider-Man for the PS4 only came out like 2 years ago. There's no way that they were making this massive game within 2 years because it took like at least four, I think, to make this one.
Okay.
So it's like a 10-hour game of Miles Morales, I think, using the PS5 graphics and stuff. Because like they already kind of established the character in that game, so I think they're just expanding on that and like kind of like the way it ends. But it's
I thought it was
really
cool
like
how they built that character in a little bit.
no, absolutely. But it's going to be like a 10-hour expanded gameplay of playing as Miles Morales with his own story, and then you're getting also in addition the enhanced version of Spider-Man for the PS4 and the PS5.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to include all the DLC. I'm assuming that it will. So
I don't know.
at that
I
point,
would assume too, but it's like you never know.
right.
Like you
But I
see,
just can't see them trying to nick. You know what I mean? Like if they're, because I feel like they're already going to get away with charging you full price for the Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you're only getting like a 10-hour game. So I could see them just throwing everything together. You know?
yeah, I could see that
Because
too.
why not? Like
I
it's
don't
old
know. I can't
content,
imagine it being that much more difficult. I mean, you already have the engine sitting there like a potato,
right?
and you just
Yeah,
add content, and it becomes a new game eventually, really. But
right.
I'm sure it's going to be comparable. I know
No, it's
there.
going to be fine. But I'm just saying, like, I think just time wise, like for them to make as much as they did, because Spider-Man was fantastic and like a lot of gameplay, a lot of stuff in it. But like, it was certainly well over 10 hours. You know what I mean? Like that game was like, I don't know, 30. Got to be
Spider-Man.
right. Yeah, like with all the stuff that
He
you're
played it
doing.
a lot. If you just you don't have to do the side quests. You can
Well,
just
that's what I'm getting
you
at
could
though.
just
Like
go
if you're
along.
doing, yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna add a bunch of side quests with this. Like I said, if it's only 10 hours, I can't imagine that being the case, but maybe. But again, like you're getting that game plus the enhanced original now, or the PS4 version. So, which is cool because I'll probably play it again. So no, and I don't know. Hopefully, they let you transfer save files over to the PS5 with the enhanced, because that would be nice. I'll do a new game plus then.
I don't see that happening, man. If they're having trouble with backwards compatibility and they're making you download the same game but the PS5 version of that game, I don't really foresee that being
Yeah,
an
but
easy
a
thing.
save file isn't like the game itself though. That's like data of the game. So I could see them, a save file transferring over, because like why not? They're not saying like you're gonna have to start a
Logically, it's
brand new
why
game.
not, but
I don't
are
I
they
don't
going to
think
do
that's
that?
gonna be a problem. But we'll see. Like I don't wanna, make a definitive stand here, but I don't think
Make a
that's gonna be a
stand.
problem. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. If the game has an upgrade for itself, I feel like it's gonna be able to take that save data. Maybe not right away. Like that's possible that it might be something that they work on, but I'm thinking if something is gonna have like an upgrade. So that's the only reason I'm kind of holding out on that Ghost of Tsushima game, which looks
Tsushima?
amazing. Tsushima, yes.
Ghost of
Uh
Tsushima. It looks
it looks
awesome. I didn't
yeah,
even
but
get to
like
Sekiro yet.
you didn't what?
I didn't
Oh
even
yeah,
get
I know. Me did I? Yeah, it's on my list. I'm trying to just go through my
putting
my
it on the
backlog.
list, baby.
Yeah, I was trying to get through it. I've gotten through a bunch already, which is nice. Like I just started playing Okami the other day,
Yeah, you
and I'm
said
not
you
really
weren't feeling
feeling
it.
that. Yeah, like it was. I
I
guess
know the art style
PlayStation.
is, beloved.
That was cool, and it was cool that they added, because like it's almost like they added like a drawing feature using like the well, I get no, you don't really use the touchpad, which they should have. That was kind of a mistake on that part. You kind of like hold R1 and like you kind of draw brush strokes with the controller and holding like square.
Right.
So like you draw like a circle and that would like make like flowers bloom and stuff like that. So it's like very pretty, and I could see how it was almost like Sony's answer to Zelda, because it's not like you're a wolf and they jump and like they have some extra things, but it's not like really Zelda. And the
Explain that like
story
Christopher Walken. It was a wolf.
was, guys, come on. Look at
Guys,
that
look at
wolf.
this beautiful wolf.
He wasn't meowing. He
Special
was
guy,
wolf.
My
He
God.
bucks.
But
But
anyway, yeah.
the story it's very Japanesey, which isn't really an issue, but it's also very draggy at times, where the story just kind of stops to like have characters talk, and it's I guess Breath of the Wild ish, where like no one's actually they didn't talk in Breath of the Wild, right? They just kind of like mumbled stuff, right? Wasn't that what they were
Yeah, they
doing with
did
that?
that in Mario Odyssey. Oh,
Right. So it's
and
like
then you'll
that.
get the
Like all the
text.
yeah. So the characters do that kind of thing where it's just like,
We didn't
and
want to pay the voice actors.
it's well, I don't know if maybe the place, because it was a PS2 game, maybe. I don't even remember when this came out, because this is the HD remake. So I don't know what it
Mm,
was, So it looks gorgeous on the PS4, but it's, and it's a cool art style, but I don't know. And I guess I could see people saying that it was kind of easy because I'm not very far. I believe it's supposed to get a little bit difficult with certain things just because like mid battle, you'll be like fighting and then you have to like draw on the monster to like, I guess, kill it or like to like move the battle along. You might have to draw some. It's just, it gets a little weird. I don't know. I was feeling like it was dragging a little bit. That's all. So
Yeah,
how about yourself? Anything?
you don't want to get into something and then you just have it be stale within the first couple
Yeah.
hours, you know.
But like I'm like started it, so it's like, do I want to just finish it or am I just gonna give up? I'm always debate. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
paid for this game.
Time is valuable, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing though. I completely agree, and but I feel bad walking away from things. But I don't
Spend
know.
money on it. It's like,
Yeah,
do I
because
like
like Death
this?
Stranding is another one. Like I want to finish that game, but everyone's saying like you need to put like 10 hours plus into it before the game starts picking up.
Ugh.
That's like, but like it's very like a gorgeous game. But it's like, my God, I was literally just carrying boxes and crap. Like this is like the worst of like side
UPS man
quests you can do.
simulator in
Yeah, like
space.
that's what it was, man. Like that meme. I don't know if you saw that during the pandemic beginning, where it's Norman Reedus with like toilet paper and like bottles of water on his back from
Oh
the game.
yeah.
Dude, it's so good. Like I saw that, I was like, yep, that's exactly accurate.
Oh my
We're all in
god.
our bunkers and we need
Yeah,
the courier.
I give
And,
people credit out there. They come up with some creative memes, man.
oh my
Some of the
God.
shit I've seen is just out of hand.
Yep. But what have you been playing? Anything good?
Like I said, we just finished Spider-Man. I've been playing Battlefront 2 a lot.
Okay.
With Mac because he's just to me it's hilarious because he's 5 and at first I was helping him learn and whatever, but now he's like sick, dude. It's like being a
Really?
Jedi. Yeah, it's like going from a Padawan to a Jedi Master.
That's so
I
funny.
watch him just smoke people on the online multiplayer, and I'm
That's
just
great.
laughing because I know I've probably been smoked by 5-year-olds across the country in different
I'm
games
sure.
without knowing it, But that's why I laugh because I watch him just go through and get like a 6-kill streak, and then I'm just like, you idiots, he's 5.
If only you knew.
Put the controllers down, everybody, right? Unreal, but that's what happens, man.
And I guess your Call of Duties as well.
Call of Duty, been playing a lot of Modern Warfare with Brad, just mixing it up, It's
Okay.
tough because like PUBG is 100 people in the arena, in on the map. In Call of Duty, it's 150, so you're dealing with too many people essentially. So
Okay.
you either hot drop and you just mow people down real quick and then move on, or you're really, dropping into areas that are a little more desolate and building up your munitions and go from there. But I've been playing a bunch of that, man. And what else? Oh, did you see Fall Guys yet?
I paid for the download and I was watching some people online playing. It seems like a very silly game. It
Yeah.
almost reminds me of that show that Wipeout. It reminds
Yes.
me of like that. Like you're like
Well,
a
I think it's
little
meant to be like a casual,
Yeah.
just funny,
Yeah.
lighthearted game.
Mm-hmm. But
Such funny stuff happens in that game. It's like goofy though. But
yeah,
that's the
it
appeal to it.
seems most of the people that like I follow on Twitter that were like posting videos of it, they seem to just be having issues with people griefing. I guess like they get
Oh
along
yeah,
and
because you
then
can knock
they get
people
thrown
off
off
the
the edge or
ledge and
whatever,
stuff.
or like they'll wait, or like they'll be on the same team but attacking each other, and it's just like I guess that could happen with any game. People are like, I don't care if you're on the team, I want the goal thing or whatever the
Yeah.
hell it is you're doing. It's just
It
like,
gets
ugh,
competitive, but it's one of those multiplayer deals where if you play with a couple buddies, it's fun,
right.
goofing
Yeah.
on each other and watching their ridiculous antics.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, do you believe Cyberpunk got pushed back for the
Oh, yeah.
zillionth time?
Absolutely. I'm fine with that though. Honestly, I have a bunch of stuff that I want to play. I still haven't even like got through the Final Fantasy VII remake, which we're gonna have to talk about in detail now that that's released
sure.
too. Like it's just the short story of it is that I just wasn't. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. Not that it wasn't great, but I think I was just anticipating something, I guess, a little bit more to the original, and it like really wasn't. Even though it's gorgeous and cool, I need to sit down and play it some more. But it was like it came out and I was still doing like crap with the house. Like, it's been like a year and a half of pure construction over here, so
Yeah.
it's been bad.
No,
And
I
like
know.
that game, I was playing at home, and like it just was at a bad time, really. So, because I'm playing like by myself, but like in
I've
the
heard a
living
lot
room.
of back and forth with the Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, you have people who are so precious about the original one. I loved it. It was one of my favorites for that
Right.
system, like easily one of my favorite
Mhm.
RPGs ever. But like when they change a few things story wise or anything's
They
different, it's
changed
like,
like
oh
a lot
no.
of things.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there's
They
a
went,
tremendous
yeah,
amount,
it's a
which is
remake.
hmm
It's not really a
yeah, which
remaster,
is
which is what people were looking for, I think.
right. And you know what? I think that might have been not just a straight remaster because I've been playing the other ones, but I was thinking, I don't know. I guess I was thinking it would be a little bit more faithful to the original in certain aspects. But this is like I was thinking like how they were talking about the combat, that you'd be able to go to like the traditional style, but it's not that at all. Like it's not even close. Like everything is completely different. Like there's no going to the original. Like it's this new system with a few tweaks or like a few things that make it not as like zany battle wise, but it's not the original by any means. So still cool. Like I said, I'll
Yeah.
I'll get into it, but like at the time, I think I was just like getting a little disenfranchised with like what I was expecting, and that's on me. That's not really so much an issue with the game. That's
Yeah, I
something I just
saw
got to
people
deal
on
with.
Twitter like whining. Literally, you can feel the pain in
Yeah.
in the words you're reading.
Mhm.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. But it was nice. Like I don't know, were you able to put any on? I haven't even been able to check on like were you posting any of our streams of the Stardew Valley when we were playing? I know some of the original stuff got
I didn't
deleted.
like repost them or anything, but I just posted when we were going live with it. I didn't download
Okay.
any of them. I just
Okay. All right. No big deal. I just wasn't sure because we were having fun doing that. That was like the one thing Adam and I were able to get together some
yeah, that
nights
was like the
to play.
multiplayer saving grace,
Mhm.
And it's so chill. You just sit there, you water your plants, you go out, you fish, you
Mhm.
go mining, which mining can be a little frustrating. But
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's
yeah,
real
I've
laid
done this so
back
many
that game.
times. This is like game number like 20 for me. Like
I
I've
know.
I've made so many different ones, but it's funny. I'm actually I don't think I'll be able to platinum that one just because the stupid mini game that they make you play in that freaking thing. Oh my god, I'm so frustrated with that thing.
What minigame?
There's like it's almost like
I know they
it
have a
almost
lot of them,
plays like
minigames.
a Game Boy game where it's like an old school arcade that I'm not thinking of, like not like Asteroid or something like that. It's like
In
a
Stardew?
old school in Stardew, yeah.
Oh, they
Like
make you
you
do an
play
arcade
they don't make
minigame?
you. Like if you're romancing one of the girls, like she plays with you for a moment, but like if you go to the bar, there's an arcade machine you could play this game at, and like two of the achievements involve that game. Like one is to beat it, and one is to beat it without dying. And it's like, fuck you, unbelievable.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's oh my god, I'm so frustrated with
Fucking
that.
game.
Yeah, but
That's
whatever.
pretty much the way we end each Call of Duty.
Mm,
Brad ends up cursing the game. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't the best
And this
run.
is kind of why I stopped playing those games. I just feel like I was getting more frustrated than
Yeah,
not.
you get mode. But
And
for me, what I usually do is like I'll grab the helicopters and I'll do ridiculous zany stuff rather than try to, you know, win every single match. I just make fun out
right.
of it.
Well, that was what I was doing towards the end. Like when I was playing, I was always taking like mostly pistol weapons and just putting on like the perks that let you like run like sprint marathoning and stuff. And I was just like pretending I was in like a buddy cop movie. That was just
Nice.
diving through things and like just making my
Dun,
shots
dun,
because it was
dun,
like
dun, dun.
I
All
feel
I
like
hear is like
nothing frustrates people. What?
the music from Super Troopers.
Oh,
Dun, dun,
well,
dun, dun,
I wouldn't call
dun,
that a
bam,
buddy
bam,
cop movie at
bam.
all. I guess
It's
there's
a silly
buddies in the
cop
cops.
movie.
Yeah, but I just felt like it was like more frustrating for the opponent to get killed by some dude with like pistols. And they'd be like, "How dare you?" And it's like, "Yep."
Yeah.
Like I know I'm gonna get shot. I'm charging you with pistols, and you have like assault rifles. Like, come on.
Oh my god, dude.
Of course, this isn't gonna work out.
Now I did want to talk about something specific that I thought was interesting that I pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
figured would happen during the quarantine months was
Mhm.
the absolute skyrocketing of digital sales versus
Well, yeah.
physical.
Everyone couldn't really make it out of their house for a while, so sure.
Yeah, but Amazon was still rolling, you know what I mean? I see plenty of
Yeah,
people getting their games and their
but things were
physical
selling out
collector's
too.
editions of stuff.
Yeah, and I still got a few
What's
things.
selling
Like
out
I
was the
did.
consoles. Like Switches were just going out every week.
Yes, the
Boom,
Switches
boom.
went immediately. Oh, because I think that was really because of Animal Crossing. Like that came out and
Yeah,
like
dude.
everyone was on that. Like I bought it for my
Animal
wife.
Crossing slam
She'd be
dunked
like,
on the farming cartoon game genre.
"Yep." My wife was
Slam
playing
dunked.
that for a few months solid. Like that was keeping her sane for a bit, I think, which was thankful
I
because
watched some other people play it. I didn't pick it up though. We were
I'm
playing
not.
Stardew at the
Yeah,
time, and I was like, "Why do I need to replace this with
well,
that?"
that's what it is. Like watched other people play Animal Crossing, and I know that it probably could be good, but it just wasn't for me. I know what the game was about because I've seen like Bobby played on like the GameCube and other people playing on various things. And I just was like, no, I'm not getting into it. But I figured Karen would like it, and she absolutely loved it. She was literally played for months
Well,
straight.
she likes Stardew, right?
Yeah, she did, but this was like a more chill thing you could do like throughout the day. And I think one of her friends was playing it as well, so the two of them would be on Zoom, like having like an Animal Crossing thing. And I think we got it for her father and for her brother. We convinced him to get it. So
Wow,
they were
Dad
like,
played too.
I think so. Honestly, I don't know if he was able to get online just because I think he works evenings, so I don't think they were able to match up. But I believe he was playing. But because
Sorry,
he like
guys.
yeah, because he likes playing like Splatoon and stuff, so we figured this would be good because he likes gardening and stuff. So this
He
is like,
likes Splatoon.
yeah, oh yeah, he's just like obsessed with that.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah,
I
yep,
never played that. Again, I've seen people play it, but I never played it.
yeah. I played it at their house before, like we were taking turns during the holidays and stuff. So it's fun. It's a pretty fun game for like a team based objective, and you're just painting stuff.
So going back to the digital sales, I'm reading an
Yeah.
article from Polygon.com.
Mm-hmm.
They posted this on August 11th of this year, and they
Right.
quoted someone's tweet who said, EA said that 52% of its console full game unit sales in the past 12 months were via digital download. 52%, so that's just a shade over, obviously 50%, half the market.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
For reference, Take-Two says its ratio is 55% for year ending 2020. Sony said that 51% of all games sold on PS4 in 2020 were digital. So,
Right.
wow. In
That's
other words,
halfway through
we
this
enter next
year.
gen with digital over better
Yeah,
than the
but
50%
this
mark.
year is tough to tell because it's only like, half the year, maybe a little over half the year now. And a good chunk of it, a lot of people were just unable to go outside. And yeah, I understand Amazon, but not everyone goes to Amazon or not everyone has the account like that. Like some people still go to Best Buy and etc. And if you're not able to go to those
No,
stores,
it's interesting because people like say like what's the difference, right? Like if you have a digital game versus physical games, like some
Mhm.
people love to have the big collection that they look at and admire and this is all my shit,
Right.
But then you have the digital person who's like, I don't care. I don't want to have things take up space and I still have my
Right.
games. You might just buy a portable hard drive that you pop in and you can have as many digital games you need.
Yeah.
For
I
me,
think this
it's
is
a couple. It's a multifaceted issue for me.
Mhm.
Number one, my big thing, and I learned my lesson, and I'll say it again from Lost Planet, right? So you buy a game. The best aspect of the game is the multiplayer.
Right.
So about how many years would you say that survived? 5 years? 4 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Maybe a little longer. Maybe I'm underselling
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, like
But
once number 2 came out, it had already been dying at that point.
I
The
agree, and
original
nobody cared
online.
about 2.
Yeah, like well, it got hype and then it just wasn't. It was a disappointment as far as the online. Like it just wasn't the same.
It was not the same, man. They captured lightning in a bottle with that initial Colonies, which
Mhm.
is the expansion to the first one, but it's still
Oh
the
yeah.
first game, but with
Yep.
added stuff. It's like a DLC.
Yeah. They were. Yeah, I was gonna say they were both pretty much the same game, but
But
it
for
was
my
great.
money, that multiplayer experience of like battling and the grapple hook
I
and all
never
the
played the
crazy
single player.
madness that would occur in that game was
Yeah.
the best,
I
dude.
never played the single player. I think we did the first mission, and then
Single
I was
player
like,
was not good.
yeah.
It was
But the
not good.
multiplayer was just outstanding.
It was so competitive and it was
Mhm.
madness.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to my point. So you have this great experience with a game, right? And then, what happens is, eventually the game stops getting support. So what does
Mhm.
that mean? The servers shut down or they stop updating the game and there's bugs that are permanent, whatever. The big problem with that game was that the multiplayer was the main point of the game. Like Battlefront 2, they added the campaign that everyone bitched about when Battlefront 1 came out is only multiplayer. It's like, dude, what am I
Yeah,
going to do
that's
with this
true.
in 10 years? If I still like this game, I'm not going to be able to play it. So, I mean, Star Wars is a little different. It's on a level of
Mm.
worldwide fame. So you might have more support for a game that's Star Wars versus a game that isn't. But there's plenty of Star Wars games that lost support over years.
I mean, it's funny that people complain about it because the other Battlefronts, like there really wasn't any campaign. Like there was, but it was like not really. Like it was capture. It was almost like you were capturing things, but it could have just as easily been a multiplayer game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it felt like it was multiplayer without the multiplayer when I was playing those campaigns for the Xbox, the original Xbox. So this kind of seemed
It's
like when people
something
were
though,
bitching
dude. They
about
have
it,
cutscenes. They throw you a bone. There's a little story. You
right?
know what I mean? It's
No,
something.
I get it, but it was just like I don't know. The fun of it was that this was like the first unique experience of like a almost like a Dynasty Warriors in a Star Wars setting,
Yeah.
and it was cool that they had all those cool stormtrooper things. And then I think the second one that they did was when they started introducing like the hero or the villain characters depending on what side you were on.
Yeah.
So then once these remakes for the PS4 started coming out, it was like a bet more of the same but better, but people were like this wasn't enough. So but you were saying about the digital
Yeah,
stuff with
well,
this?
what happens is and I could use the example also of the Nintendo. I think it's the Wii store that they said you better download
Oh
all your
yeah.
stuff now because this is
Yeah, they shut
closing
it
and
down.
that's it.
Yeah. Shut it down.
So
Yeah.
imagine how much money you spend. Here's my issue with it, right? So
Mhm.
you spend X amount of dollars on X amount of games.
Right.
For me, it's not food, right? You're not eating it. It's not disappearing. Why should money you spend on a full price game, call it $60, whatever it is, American.
Right.
If you're spending $60 American, I want to have that game for as long as I want to have it
Right.
and be able to play some aspect of that
And
game,
and
right?
also not make it where because like hardware fails after a certain point. So like I don't want like my hard drive because everything is downloaded to a memory card or hard drive, especially if you're downloading a game. It's a hard drive. And now that thing fails, but like the Wii store is shut down,
Even if
you'll
that
never get that
fails,
stuff.
if you have, let's say the Wii store doesn't close down and you can still download the game and you just buy new hardware, fine. I'm even okay with that. And that's
Right.
bull,
Right.
So my issue is if you're not buying physical media, it's just a longevity problem. I want to be able to play the same game I played today in 10 years if I want. And I don't want to have to worry about it being pulled off the internet because, oh, well, we don't support it anymore. And there's this new tech. Buy that. Buy new.
Right.
Right? I mean, how long? It's a testament to Nintendo. Like, I give Nintendo credit. I mean, obviously, Sega has cartridges too from back in the day. But those pieces of plastic with those boards, you can still make it work. Most of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can clean them up, make them shine, and use the
Maybe you might have
brass
to replace
polish and wipe that
you might have
off
to
and
replace
whatever
the
else.
battery for the
You can
save
still
state
blow in
stuff.
that thing, jam it in, and that sucker
Yeah.
turns on, baby.
Mhm.
You know,
But
and
I
how
think,
old
like,
is that? That's from the
games
80s and 90s.
the games I think that save, like the original like Zelda and stuff, like I believe those batteries definitely have like a half-life.
You can replace
So
them
you
now.
would need to you would need to replace them. I mean, I've never personally done it, but I know it's doable and I know there's
It's easy.
tutorials
You
online.
pop one out and pop one back in. I don't even think there's any soldering. And not every game has that. It's usually the RPG
Right.
games that
The
have the
ones that
saves.
yes.
That's
But
what
I'm
that
sure it's
is.
funny. It's one of those things where I'm thinking about it and like, because that's like why I was holding out the stuff for a while was it's like, oh, this was like my save. But I'm like, how often did I ever like beat a game where you have everything and then like go back into that save file? Like it was almost never. Like the whole point of like going back to a game was to start a new one, usually. Like
Yeah,
it was to
man.
save your progress, but then you would start clean. But like I don't know, I guess I always had like a thing like maybe Chrono Trigger would be the one exception because you could just new game plus like crazy.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But like even then, like I'm probably very soon planning on doing a Chrono Trigger playthrough again just because
It's the
what was it,
anniversary, bro.
25, right? 25th anniversary was
25
this year?
years.
Yeah, it was like was it a couple weeks ago or more recent?
No, it was last week,
Time
I think, maybe.
last
It was
week.
very
Okay.
recent, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like it might be about time to do that
Yeah,
podcast.
man. We could do
It's
that
been a long time
podcast,
coming.
and we should get some gameplay going too. We'll figure
Yes,
that
I
out.
think we might be able to do like a live streaming
Hell yeah.
on here or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
maybe
either
pull
I'll
it
play it or
later.
you'll play it, and then I'll
Yeah.
pull you in, whatever the case may be. But yeah, we got to do
Mhm.
that, man. That
Yeah, definitely.
That's a classic. That's like a goat, like a
Absolutely.
greatest of all time type
Yep.
stuff. You know,
Yep. Absolutely. But
so tasty,
the
so
but I
tasty. The
think
RPG deliciousness.
I think going back to the digital topic though, it's really companies trying to put a halt to the reselling of games, the used game selling, because basically if you bought it digitally, you're not going to be able to transfer it. Like I know they've been doing it lately where it's like a sharing system that they're trying to come up with where like you can give access to some people. Like I forget, it wasn't Nintendo. Maybe it was Xbox that was
Well,
doing it.
Xbox is going Game Pass, which is basically a
Well, I know that
Netflix
one.
for games.
But I've been seeing, like I know I'm aware of that one, but I'm saying like I believe I was seeing something where it was like a sharing system with something. I have to look into what the hell it was because it was something I read a while ago. I don't know if it's an upcoming system thing or if it's certain companies, but it was supposed to be you could do it like on the Switch. I could log into my account on like say your Switch, download my games, and you can then play them on your
My
Switch.
account,
Yes, but
right?
if I, on my account, start playing that game, it
Shuts me
will
out.
log you out of it.
Because it's
Yeah.
probably the same game license, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Software
connected to
license.
my account,
Yeah.
but it lets like I'm just saying it gives you the option where like I could just download a bunch of stuff.
Well,
Like I did it with
PlayStation's the
Karen.
same. I mean, I go on Mac's account and I download games that I paid for logged in under my account on his machine.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
And then
That's
he can
exactly what it
log
was.
in, play it, but he might
Yes.
not, get all the features or something.
Well, I think no, you should have everything. It's just if you were to play that
A lot
on
of
your
these games
Switch.
have accounts, right? Like Epic, you need an Epic account to play
Oh,
Fortnite.
yes. Like
You need an
Animal
EA
Crossing, I think
account
is
to
like
play
that. Yes.
Battlefront 2.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of companies do that.
That's different. That's something else. That's yeah. I'm talking about like that's like a whole other thing. I'm talking more so like Animal Crossing. I think on like say for example, like I believe they were letting you only make one game on the Switch you're playing it on. So it became an issue where like usually you could have different save states and stuff or different like things you would log into. And that game, I believe, like if you had like say siblings that were sharing a Switch account,
Right.
you would only be able to make one Animal Crossing island and you can't make like another on that Switch. Like it's locked, like you're locked to the one. You could
Ugh.
delete that one or share it.
Yeah, I think what they do is they make you choose a console to be your primary, and everything else is like an ancillary account. I don't know how it shakes out in terms of downloading games and all that, but
No. I'm giving an Animal Crossing specific example
oh,
of
okay.
like if you had like say both your children wanted to play, like usually on Mario Odyssey, right? You have different files you can load to make your Mario game, right?
Yeah.
So you can't do that on Animal Crossing. You have the one.
Ooh.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
it's your island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
Hmm.
I could play it on like you like say if you had it on Mac Switch, put it on your Switch, you'd have your own island. Like I did that with like because we bought the cartridge, so I
But
put
you
her
can't
cartridge in
transfer
my
that
system.
data like that save island. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
Like
with you.
it would only let you on that account, that Switch. It's only the one file. So certain people, it was just an issue where like certain people that like doesn't have multiple Switches or multiple accounts were getting screwed. But that's a very specific example. But the Nintendo Switch thing was a nice option though, because like I had Stardew, and I let Karen play it on her Switch. But then the minute I tried playing it, because I would go back to it every now and then, it would like tell her like you can't play this right now because like Sean's playing it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it's my game on like my account, even though we're under like the family account.
Yeah,
Like that's just
that's weird.
how it is.
I
Yeah.
mean, that makes
Well,
I get it.
it's fine though. Like it's better than nothing because how often are you playing all these games at once? You're usually playing one at a time. So, all right, the one popular one you can't split, all the time. But hence why I'll be getting a physical copy now that they're releasing it for Stardew Valley.
Hence, while
So this way she can jump on
you
that
play
because we
any
were doing
indie
the same
games
thing.
this year?
Yeah, I played a few. Um,
What stood out?
let me see here. Let me pull up
I know
the.
you get a lot of Steam stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to. I gotta pull up my Steam account right now while we're on the computers. As far as like the PlayStation, nothing I downloaded. Switch, I had a few. Um, there was one, oh man, I can't remember what it was called though. It's basically like you play like a bouncer, and it's almost like a weird like future world where like you're like, I guess you were living in London or like in England or whatever, and then like you're only like like
You
two
sound like you're from
generations.
London.
Yeah, but like you get like almost like you're gonna get deported unless you like start working. It's a very like it definitely has like a political backdrop, but you are like are a bouncer, and it's like a whole thing where like you're checking IDs. It was actually pretty good.
Start
Like
working or get out. That's
yeah,
basically what we say here too. I mean,
yeah. Let me see here. I was
pay
playing
taxes or get out.
like I was playing RFL for a bit, which was a I think it looks almost like it was a RPG
RFL.
maker. ARA fell like FELL. ARA
Oh, okay.
fell.
RFL. Okay, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
And I
I thought
think it
it
was
was
like
a
a
RFL.
no. Like
Radical
a girl.
Football
I think
League.
it's ARA. But it's like I think it was like made from like an RPG maker style thing, which is
Okay.
pretty good for. I didn't beat it, but I got like
I
a
saw they
decent
were
amount.
bringing RPG Maker to like Switch or something. I'm like,
Oh,
how
I mean,
how are you gonna do that?
they had it on the PlayStation for a bit. It was just limited. Like you had
That's what I mean.
their chips. I mean, granted, you could do a lot more now. Like, even Animal Crossing, like you were able to make your own tile sets that you would save and ones that you can like QR code. So like, there's ways
So
to
does it
import
like
things.
replace the other tiles that were existing,
They
and
gave
you
you
can customize the game sort of or mod
I
it?
think there was like I don't know. I think it was maybe it was 20. You got like 20 blank tiles that you could just make however you want. So the game has its own, and you're not replacing anything. You can only use 20. So if you replace one of your 20 with something else, wherever you have it in your world, it would become that thing instead. So you get 20 tiles to play with, or whatever it was.
Right.
Let me
Everyone's pretty
see
much
here.
making the same game. Oh, I see. You heard about this Tony Hawk 1 and 2, right? Coming out for PS4.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
$40 price point, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they just remastered the first two games, which are freaking amazing. We're 3 weeks out, I think, from when it releases, September 9th or so. No, 4th, September 4th.
Okay.
So that's coming out. I can't wait for that. I was a big Tony Hawk
Yeah, we used to play
1
that all the
and
time.
2 fan. So much
Mhm.
fun, dude.
And I hear there is a new soundtrack too, right? Like a new updated soundtrack
Well,
they're
what
doing.
they did was the soundtrack was a great part of those first
Original,
two
yeah.
games. So what they did was they tried to get the licensing, and they did get the licensing for most of the original soundtrack, which is going to be really cool. There's probably
I
going to
thought
be a
they
few
were.
new songs mixed in.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a bunch of new ones in.
Well,
Okay.
there is by default because they had to replace the ones they couldn't get licensing for.
Okay. I was thinking that they were doing like a brand new soundtrack plus whatever they can grab, you know?
As far as I understand, it's the original couple
Okay.
soundtracks.
Hey, maybe.
And this
I didn't
Marvel Avengers is creeping closer too. That's another September 4th
I don't
release.
know. I'm here. It
A
looks
lot of people
very,
are like, "Oh, I don't know,
yeah,
no," you know.
it can be very mixed. I'm hoping it's good, but like I don't know. We'll
Marvel
see.
Avengers. You know what it is? Those movies were so popular that like if you have anything that's like almost a knockoff of those movies, it's like people
Yeah.
are iffy about it. You know?
Right. Because like I don't know. I never minded other games that did like Spider-Man came out. Like I don't mind that it's this other dude. Like they pretty much
I
made Peter
know.
Parker, Mary Jane, everyone. You know what I mean? Like all these people are completely different. I don't mind that. But
Oh,
this
Peter
just
Parker, man, in the PS4 Spider-Man game,
yeah.
hilarious. He looks like the NHL player that was on the Rangers. Oh, Brandon Dubinsky. Go Google right now, Brandon Dubinsky.
Brandon. All right, let's take a look here.
Dubinsky. And go look at that picture. Or like just images of this dude. And then if you go back, the only reason I know is because I'm a big hockey fan. I used to watch all the local games, the Jersey games, the Rangers, and I'm an
Maybe
Islanders
a
fan. I watch the
little.
Islanders.
I don't know about that one. I could see
I'm
where you think
telling
it.
you, man. To
No, I
me,
don't
this
think
guy
so.
looks like a whatever.
Yeah.
That's who I thought he looked like. But it was funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I was surprised. It sounded like I didn't look into it, but it kind of sounded like they got the voice actor from the original cartoon.
Oh, really?
It sounded like him. I didn't do any research. It might not be the case, but like it sounded like they got a pretty like close match. Like I don't know, he just had that Spider-Man voice, you know? Because I used to watch that show all the time,
dude.
Yeah, but no,
So,
it was.
so
That was
IMDb
good.
has it. So Spider-Man, Peter Parker is Yuri Lowenthal, And let's see what he was in. Oh, okay.
Yuri.
He does other voiceovers for cartoons. He was in the
Oh,
Final
I'm sure
Fantasy
he does.
remake as Johnny. The Last of Us
Johnny.
Part 2, he did like the additional voices in the game, no main characters.
Additional.
Voice.
Additional. Yeah. That's good. I'm
Star
glad
Wars
he's
Jedi Fallen Order. Who was he in that?
probably some random character.
Did you play that game?
Oh yeah, I beat it.
Did you?
I
I
definitely
didn't
did
beat
not
it. I
platinum
got
that.
like, I'd say 60%.
Dude, I had to
through.
lower the difficulty. There was no way I was doing that. I
Oh,
was getting
got
too
hard on
frustrated.
you.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, it just got to the point where I'm like, I'm not having fun with this, but I would like to complete it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I lowered it. And you know,
Honestly, I
whatever.
play
Like,
a
I
lot
don't.
of games on normal or easy. You
Yeah,
know,
well, normal is
I
what I
don't have
usually go
time for
for.
these ridiculous challenges.
Yeah, so some things I do. Like, I'm still like I haven't beaten it just because I get pulled that way from to other games. But my Witcher 3 game, I still started my first playthrough on the Death March, and like I'm doing okay. I feel like, you know, there's times where I'll get like I'll have a stupid death, but for the most part, I've been doing pretty good. I feel like I'm dying way less than I did in the very beginning of the game once you like get your character rolling.
Yeah.
But yeah, but otherwise, I don't usually play on like a difficulty, like a harder difficulty. But sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it's necessary.
To get your ass kicked over and over again? I don't know.
Well, just sometimes you need
Dude, I was
like
playing
what was,
Spider-Man the other day and I was getting beat up. That's
I know on
that
the
part where
yeah.
you're fighting Shocker and who else? Who's the flying guy? Vulture?
Vulture, yeah. Yep, I know what you're saying.
And they're
'Cause you gotta, like
juggling you in the
yeah,
air and I'm like, I can't do
you need
this.
to. It's one of those things where like you need to not prioritize them. Like I was very good by that point. I was doing a lot better because I started trusting the like the webbing options better. So like you can kind of web one guy and like mess up his flight, and then just start wailing on Shocker. So that by the time like you've gotten like a hit on him, Vulture's now coming at you, and you can like do the automated thing. So like
Yeah.
you had to like you
It
had
was
to
timing.
sort
It
of
was a
do it on your
timing
own.
situation.
Yeah, it was good though. I did enjoy those fights. I wasn't loving the whole scorpion when you were in like the mind like where you were drugged. Like
Yes.
that was kind of stupid. I was like, oh, like I never died more than like that because like, I don't know where they want you to like web sling to, and all of a sudden I'm like falling in the pit of despair, and it's like, oh, like come on, there's no clear way across the chasm.
From whence it came.
Like they want you to climb up this specific wall, and I'm like just trying to like zip somewhere, and it's like, nope, that didn't work. Ah.
I had trouble with like some of the stealth stuff. Like I would just keep getting caught over and over again.
Yeah, you get better at it, and like once you upgrade a few suits, there was a few options that you had, but upgrading the perch, the length of the perch one was super helpful because at least they could be like kind of far away, and you can zip them up.
Yeah, as
You know what
soon
I'm
as
talking about?
they streamlined more actions and zooming aspects of the web slinging, I thought it
Mm,
got a lot easier and more fun.
sure.
The
Yeah, they
beginning of the game
definitely.
is a little choppy, not terrible, but once you upgrade your character, it's so much
Yeah,
more fun.
there was a few things that you just were stopping. I mean, granted, even by the end of the game, suddenly you would just get to a dead halt out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, like I was on such a good roll, and then like I hit the one rooftop where it's like you just stop dead. Like, okay, I guess I'll start running. Try again.
So I want to make a hard left here. I want to just not
Sure.
talk about video games per se. We brought up Fallen Order and Star Wars and stuff. Where do you think Star Wars is going in terms of the bigger franchises of Star Wars? I'm not talking about like the cool shows like The
Oh,
Mandalorian, and I know we're talking about we're going to see an Obi-Wan, hopefully. That
so
better
you're talking
happen.
about the main thing? I didn't know they were even going to
Well,
do
remember, they're
anymore.
giving Ryan Johnson a trilogy of movies that's coming out in the next, I don't know.
Of the main story, though, like of
No,
the
no.
main thing?
The Skywalker saga's done. It's
Good.
going to be, but like a main
It
Star
should be.
Wars. I call it a main Star because they're going to build off of this. They didn't pay whatever $4 billion on this franchise
Okay.
to just let it die.
Meanwhile, he made the worst one. I feel like so, but I don't know if he was just
A lot of people
couldn't.
feel that way. I enjoyed
But
Last Jedi.
I just think if he builds something from his own, maybe it'll be good because like you're kind of taking like J.J. Abrams had something built and like kind of been like, take this ball and run with it, and he just kind of would like, no, I'm gonna disassemble the ball
I
and
think
do
that,
whatever.
yeah, I think they're gonna move far away from these
Good.
characters.
They should. They absolutely should. I
There's
think
so much
keep
they can do.
the species and stuff. Like there's things in the Star Wars universe, and when I say universe, I don't mean like
Like not the
the
canon
Skywalkers
universe,
and
it's
stuff.
the
Like I'm
extended
talking about
universe.
like the Mandalorians and like the other rare alien species. Like there's all these things that you can make something
I
cool
thought the
with. That
Mandalorian show was some of the best Star Wars stuff
it's
there
amazing.
is.
But that's what I'm getting at though. Like that character, I only know about him specifically from playing Knights of the Old Republic, because they had a whole like the Mandalorians were just like people you ran into in the wild that were always wearing, like they weren't quite the way they looked on the show. They were like they had like different kind of helmets. They almost looked like the Imperial Guard in a sense,
Yeah.
but they were just around in different colors, and they were like warrior people that you just would fight. Like they were like bounty hunters and stuff. So it was cool, but I
Yeah.
never heard of them otherwise. So it was cool that that was like brought in from something. But I guess Boba Fett, you would have had to read books to know that he was. You know, what I mean, like you wouldn't know this otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like I was really looking forward to them doing. When I heard they were signing Ewan McGregor to do more
Oh,
Obi-Wan
the Obi-Wan.
stuff,
Yeah.
even if he's older now, I don't care, dude. That's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Like
Well, think about it though. If they do it now when he's older, technically in episode 4, he's like an old man. So
yes.
he's not an old man yet. Anything you
That's
do at
right.
this point
It's in
will
between
work.
that period
Yeah.
for sure.
And he's not going to run into any of these other characters. Like, I mean, maybe you could see a young Luke from a distance as like a throwback, but he's not going to interact with him because they never technically met. Like, I think he was supposed to be like watching them, right? Wasn't that like kind of his
Who?
deal for staying on? Obi-Wan,
Ewan
like he went to the planet where Luke was. Was he just to,
Yes.
like be nearby to like kind of, I guess, keep an eye?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, plus he went into like seclusion because the Jedis were screwed,
Right.
and that was it.
Well,
you know?
yes. That's what I mean. Keep an eye,
So-
not
Yes.
raise him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. His uncle. Well, I mean, everyone knows the story. Uncle
Yeah,
Owen
yeah. That's
and
right.
Amber Rowe raised him. But yeah, I think he was always supposed to hang around, and it was like his destiny to make sure that this kid went the right direction. But
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the Obi-Wan series specifically, because they already did the Clone Wars cartoon, and I know
Right.
Disney's very like proud of that, and they want
Mhm.
they bought that franchise for a reason, and they have all that Clone Wars story there. So like,
Right.
is it going to be more Clone Wars stuff? Is
Well,
it
no,
gonna
I don't
be
think they will,
after?
because Clone Wars was when like the Jedi Order was still kind of around and stuff. Like they can't do that, you know? Like there is no
Well-
more Clone Wars. Like otherwise he would
Well,
be bringing
yeah, but
attention.
it's all about the time frame, right? I mean,
Right, but the way his story ended, because those Clone Wars were between movies, what, 2 and 3, really?
yes.
So this is now after 3. It ends with him dropping Luke off with his aunt and uncle and him in seclusion on the planet. So I kind of think that they originally had hinted that it was like a Qui-Gon Jinn ghost thing, gonna train him on how to like, go that route with the Force, where like he could become a ghost
Oh,
person.
okay.
So I
So
think
he
it could be
conve-
something like that,
It's
where
him
it's like,
convening, but what else is gonna, like, plot wise? What else is gonna happen? If that's like the latter end of his Jedi dome.
yeah, I have no idea.
You know what I mean?
I have no idea. Unless it's him, because again, like he can't be unless it's him trying to be like a Jedi, but like not. Because again, I don't see him bringing attention to himself unless he maybe leaves the planet again for a little bit.
That's what I'm
But I
saying.
feel like then
if
it would have
he's
been
in
known that there's this
seclusion,
one
what is he
friggin'
doing?
Jedi running around, and I thought they
It's
all
gonna
thought
be
they were
really
dead forever.
interesting to see like what direction they go with that.
Yeah, we'll see. I honestly don't know. I'm hoping the extra, like I'm more looking forward to the like the side stories they're gonna do. Like they were supposed to do like a Seven Samurai type deal with like Jedi instead of samurai,
Okay.
where it's like them going to a planet and like I guess like maybe the Empire is coming in or some nonsense like that. Like that seemed awesome. Like that's a cool thing. Like these people that are supposed
Like,
to
I
be
could see
protecting the
them
weak.
doing movies like with the Knights of the Old Republic stuff. That's also
Oh,
totally
absolutely.
separate
Yes.
from, you know.
Like that they can literally take from the games. Like I'm sure no one would object to that. Like they have like one game can be made into a few movies for sure, and I'm sure people would love it because the story was rich
I'm
and
just
great.
I'm just a little concerned that they're gonna do something so new and unrelated to anything. You know, like there's so many Star Wars books out
Mm,
there, like the Legends and all that stuff. It's not
right.
canon, but it exists. You know,
Hmm.
like what I would love to see is pull some of those stories out and make movies out of them. You know, there's
Mm.
so many good Star Wars books that they produced that are not, you know, like I said, canon, but it should be interesting to see which way they go because over our lifetimes, dude, over the next 15 years, we're going to see so much Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
The guy got Gary Whitta who wrote or co-wrote what's the movie that came out that was before the first movie that took place right before? I can't, it's blanking on it.
Oh, Rogue Squadron,
No.
Rogue One, whatever the hell it was.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
So stuff like that I'd like to see. Like if they're going to do
Which,
like stories that are unrelated but sort of tie into the main story. Like you said you didn't like Solo, right?
yeah, I didn't like Solo. I didn't really like Rogue One either.
There's a big push for people to make not people, but like for
Oh,
them to make
God,
a
yeah, I know.
second Solo movie.
Yeah. I didn't. I don't know. I thought it was.
You didn't like the character or the plot?
I didn't like anything. No, I just didn't like it.
Terrible.
Yeah. Like yeah, I didn't really care for any of it. Like it was, I liked Woody Harrelson in it. Like I liked
You didn't like the
group
kid that was
of,
Han? I mean, you can't replace. We talked about this. You can't replace Harrison Ford as Han
Right.
Solo. Like he is
Right.
Han Solo. He made that.
Yeah. I don't know, and like I feel like, it's weird because like you have to try to be like the character, but then like you're not that character. So is it like it's a weird thing where it's like you're running on like it's like a double-edged sword kind of thing. Like you're either being too good, or it's like you're trying to be this guy and failing, or you try to make it your own, and then people are like, well, that's not freaking Han Solo. Like I don't think there's a winning in this. Is all I was getting at. Like I think this is like doomed to not be successful in my eyes because of that. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but that's just how I feel.
I'm a jerk.
That's it. Yeah, I don't think it's right. But like I
I'm
did
taking
like
the jerk route.
the that they had like that like rogue group of people, with like the backstabbing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, the plot twist at the end was like,
I didn't
yeah,
mind
of
that
course,
part. I thought
of course,
that part
this
was
is coming.
cool.
Like, what's that?
I thought that part was kind of cool, actually.
What that when
they're on the train. No. When they're on the train.
Oh yes, that's like I'm saying, I liked
fighting the outlaws there.
Yeah, like the what do you call it? I liked the portions that were like heist stuff, especially in like a Star Wars universe. Cool, very cool.
Well, especially with
I
that
can dig
character,
that.
it makes sense. This is the life he's involved in.
Yeah, but again, then they did other crap where like they explained the jump and stuff where it's like, I didn't need to see this. Like this is stupid. Like I feel like this is almost like they were trying too hard to show us something that was like I didn't need to see what this jump was like because like everyone had their own idea what it could have been, and you get the gist. Like I don't need to know what kind of weird space
How
jumping
great was what's his name? Donald Glover is Lando.
that was
Calrissian.
excellent. Yeah, he was fantastic.
He was perfect. He was made for that new role,
Yeah, that was definitely a fantastic little jump.
So good, dude.
Yeah, very
anyway,
funny.
Are you getting a PS4 or PS5 or an Xbox One X?
Oh, of course I'm getting a PS5. I've been waiting for the pre-order announcement to come. I'm shocked it hasn't already. Like it's a few months away. What's that?
Yeah, well, they still didn't announce the price. They didn't announce the release date. But meanwhile, holiday season. It's almost September.
Yeah, one of my coworkers was saying that they heard that there's supposed to be another what is that? The PlayStation, not Direct, the what's their equivalent? The
State of Play?
State of Play. There's supposed to be another one of those, and they're supposed to reveal all that stuff. And maybe it'll be like at the end, and it'll be available to pre-order right now after this State of Play. And like, that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, because otherwise it's like, what are you going to wait any longer? Like, people are ready to jump on. But I heard the
what do you think the price point's going to be?
Well, I thought from what I've been seeing, I think it's what, $399 and $499. That's what
There's going to be
I've been
different
hearing.
versions of the Xbox. There's going to be like the digital only, which is
I
think
$399,
$100 cheaper than the
that's what I'm saying. $399 and $499.
So they confirmed that, or that's the rumor?
That's what everything that I've been reading is leaning towards, and a few of the ones that are saying it are pretty, like, I guess they've been like pretty right in the past. So I can't see them going any higher than that.
They
I think the
shouldn't,
games are
otherwise might
definitely
as well
going to be
get a
expensive, but
PC. You know, might as well
what's
get
that?
a PC at that point.
I
If
guess,
you're going into
yeah.
the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, like upwards of 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be $399, $499. Them taking a hit as they always do, and the games and the accessories and stuff will sell it because the controllers are $100. Like that, I'm positive has been. I don't know if maybe they didn't officially announce it, but they're gonna be $100.
$100.
Yes,
So,
because they're like
so what's
crazy.
the difference? I mean, well, the Nintendo controllers are what, $69.99 retail, or is it $79?
Yeah, and those are little dinky nothings. This is like
It's going to be
crazy
similar tech. It's
sensitive.
going to be like
the triggers.
yeah.
I am surprised they didn't do the back triggers though, like the back buttons, like a lot of the pro controllers that you can get online. Like
the
I
scuff
feel like
stuff
the what?
the scuff controllers.
Yeah,
Where
like
they
I'm
have
just
the added
surprised.
triggers, like the third triggers, like the flappers almost.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
like I saw like I thought I saw like plans that they were showing it. Maybe they did originally and then just scrapped it, or I don't know. But like I am a little surprised that like that's something that I would think they would have jumped on with, and maybe it was a balancing issue with the controller. I honestly have no idea.
I feel like I don't need those unless maybe
Well,
racing
you
games.
don't, but I know a lot of people, especially if you're a Call of Duty person, like that's why you pay the money to get like those, because those controllers are like $200 on a PS4 to get that modded. That's like 200 plus to get like some crazy thing. Like I have a few people I work with that have them, and they like swear by it. So I could see like maybe you and I don't need it, but I feel like it's something that is worth an advantage.
These scuff controls are pretty cool though, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to scufgaming.com, you'll see all the different varieties of ones that they sell. Pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much starting out at like $139, $149. And it has those things that you're talking about on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. But there's like more to it. Like they have a lot of customization options and stuff that jack that price up. But it's how you want it, so it's it's fine. But yeah, I'm definitely jumping on the PS5. I will be taking that. I'm looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, I think I convinced Brad too to go PS5 this time.
Good. I think
he's got to jump on board. It's time.
Hopefully, I'd like some of our other friends too as well, but they're I think pretty much Xbox. But all they've been playing is like Destiny and crap. Like it's nothing. It was nothing worth staying on board. I feel like like as much as they could be like the system's more powerful, it's like, but what are you playing on it? Like what is really keeping? I mean, like you don't have any of the things that are
any of the things.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just. And I love the people like complaining about like that the Marvel game where like Spider-Man will be on the PS5, and it's just like, oh, like hear like all the backlash. It's just like, I mean, this happens all the time. I feel like I don't understand. Like I think the only thing that they're upset about is that the Xbox doesn't have their own thing. Like when what the hell was that? When Soul Calibur 4 maybe? Was it 4? When like you had like Yoda on one system and you had Spawn on the Xbox and you had Link on the GameCube, right? Remember that?
I do.
So like I'm sure like I feel like they probably could have done something like that, but at the same time I guess too bad. So sad.
I don't know why they don't do as much of that as they used to anymore. Like this cross console games, and they make it special by having another special character.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like, listen, you're not
they're
getting
doing that with the Avengers game with Spider-Man. I think Sony just has the lockdown on the Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying.
DLC.
So like you could be mad that it's not console only. Like what I mean, like it's not like a lock to the PS5. You could at least play it on your Xbox. So you're not getting this character. You're getting the rest of the game. I feel like isn't that better to not be locked out like how people always do the exclusives? Console exclusives. So I don't know. It was like a lot. I feel like it's the internet. If you're gonna have something to complain about, you're gonna do it. So.
That's right. Fire off those opinions.
I don't know. I guess I can't really speak too much because I'm gonna get the PlayStation and he'll be available on the system I play.
So slam dunk on you, mother.
Yeah.
Mother, what's?
Yeah, it was definitely good to to be able to get another podcast out. Been itching for
is,
one for a
dude.
while,
It is.
and we definitely have a few that we would like to do. Definitely that Chrono Trigger is going to be coming up because this has been like
Gotta
years we've been
happen.
talking about this, and I'm not waiting anymore. We're doing it.
Do it live. We're doing
Yeah.
it live. Absolutely.
But yeah,
And
so you'll notice we got rid of the website a few months ago.
yes.
Just it hasn't been much like on either our part as far as the upkeep, and honestly, I feel like there wasn't anything we were adding to it that was like worth it
Yeah,
for
I mean
anyone
this
that
this
listens to the show.
podcast is the heart and soul of everything anyway. So
hmm
we
And like
wanted to
you can get it on
continue this.
YouTube still, and you can get it anywhere you get podcasts at this point.
Yes, sir.
Even Spotify and
for sure.
yep. So it's fine. The Instagram we still have up. I know Adam will throw some good stuff on there, and we're still on Twitter, of course,
Absolutely.
retweeting all our wacky video game findings as well. So feel free to
Yeah,
follow
and
us
you
on
can
either
see
of those.
my epic Call of Duty fails as well here and there. I'll drop a clip for you guys.
Yep. And yep.
Oh,
He's,
so where could they find you on Twitter, Sean?
me. I think I'm at Shockdown. Right? Is that me? I don't even
know.
remember
Do you
anymore.
not know your own handle?
No,
I'm
I
at
don't.
Whirlin the Mage. We
I don't
still
put
have
it out
at
too much
VG
because
Boys.
VG Boys is really
Yes.
what we what we're on. So because I jump on that usually, like the two of us kind of control that. So usually if there's something to tweet out, I'll put it on the actual VG Boys Twitter. But Adam's got the you're whirling, right? You're still whirling on
Yeah,
Twitter
at
and
Whirlin the
Twitch.
Mage, because that's what I stream under also.
Yeah,
And you
and
could
then,
find the VG Boys podcast updates after we load these up.
Mhm.
You could either subscribe on Spotify or Apple iTunes, or you could just go to the VG Boys Twitter, and we'll have the most recent link of our most recent cast. So we appreciate
Yep.
you guys joining us as always.
And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe this as well. And we put these up. We've been doing a lot more of the videos lately, so I like having like a kind of little bit of both.
Keep
Like
the
obviously,
plugs coming. Keep the plugs coming.
well, we like having the podcast is good for the drive and stuff. But sometimes if I'm like at my computer, I prefer being able to put up the audio as well, seeing faces to the
Yeah,
voices
dude.
as well.
And
So
the past 2 years for me has been like year of the podcast, not just our stuff, obviously, because
Very
we've had
true.
a little break here, but I listen to so many good podcasts that are
Mhm.
out there right now, and it's been one of my most favorite forms of entertainment for sure, because I listen to so much
Absolutely.
sports talk radio, so I get some podcasts of more sports stuff, and I get some video game stuff, and then we do ours, so it's good. It's all good.
Yep, and we're looking forward to making some more stuff for everyone. So glad to be back, and I'm sorry it's been so long, but we'll, like I said, we're trying to get into a better habit as far as being able to, whether we do it remotely while we've still got the COVID thing going on, but we'll see if we can get some in-person ones at some point in the future when things calm down a bit more as well.
Yeah, hopefully things are ice cold and calm as can be in 2021. We could only hope, guys.
Yep, exactly.
Do
But,
your part. Wear your mask and be careful.
Yep. But
Protect your friends and
enjoy
family.
your excuse to be playing some video games, and we'll be putting out some more stuff. So like I said, follow us on everything we just mentioned, and most of all,
Don't be jealous, baby.
jealous. Catch you next time.